Clearly, Meghan's daughter doesn't exist. Royals snubbed Lilibet on her second birthday. The royals made a grave mistake regarding Princess Lilibet last weekend, and for the Princess of Wales, it's a particularly rotten look. At the end of the day, royal princesses have accidentally caused a lot more drama than you might expect. Princess Elizabeth's arrival back in 1533 was the beginning of the end for her mother Anne Boleyn, and then the death of the heir Princess Charlotte in 1817 sparked a succession crisis, which resulted in 5 royal dukes racing to father her replacement for the throne. And now it looks like Princess Elizabeth of Sussex is joining in on this long-fraught tradition. Sunday was supposedly her second birthday, a day so far marked by nobody having whispered into people's ear about what kind of organic birthday cake Meghan made. We heard that Archofficial got a lemon cake for his birthday last month, which I can't imagine he really enjoyed, but okay, whatever. But anyway, for argument's sake, let's just assume there was some kind of party involving all those fancy people in Montecito and a face painter and maybe a clown. Let's assume that Elizabeth was spoiled and adored by her 2 very famous, highly controversial, hypocritical parents. Alright, so there's nothing to stop us from assuming that Lilibet had a great celebration in Montecito. But what exactly came out of London? What has her grandfather, King Charles, done to celebrate Lilibet's birthday? What kind of nice public gesture has the House of Windsor made? Well, absolutely nothing. For reasons that we don't really understand, the king and the rest of them have outwardly snubbed the little girl. It looks like poor Elizabeth has become the latest casualty in what is a battle royale. Let's go back to this time last year. So, Elizabeth and her family were in the UK. Her first birthday just so happened to coincide with her namesake great-grandmother's Platinum Jubilee, and it's also the only time that Elizabeth, in spite of the fact that her parents claimed the title of British Princess for her, has actually been to the UK, as far as we know. Again, I'm still not even convinced she was there on that occasion. But anyway, they told us on the Saturday of that long weekend, while the UK was waking up from its hangover and getting ready for another day of celebrations, outside the capital at Frogmore Cottage, Elizabeth and her family were celebrating her birthday with cake and face painting and who knows what else. Conveniently, though, all of her relatives in the UK were just so busy that day. But anyway, the social media accounts of the late Queen, her grandfather, now King Charles, as well as her uncle and aunt, William and Catherine, now the Prince and Princess of Wales, all took some breaks from posting about the Jubilee to send her some nice birthday wishes. And I think it's safe to assume that she was treated to a few big gifts from the famed toy shop Hamleys, or at least some apple stock maybe. So maybe she seemed like a bit of an afterthought over that weekend, but anyway, at least it was clear that they remembered the child. But that was last year, and over the course of 12 months, a lot happened. Meghan and Harry, Elizabeth's parents, essentially launched a media offensive that tried to take down the royal family and the monarchy as a whole. There was a 6-hour docu-series on Netflix, an overwrought, stretched-out attempt to get sympathy from other people, and then Harry's book Spare, a book about as lacking in self-awareness as Ivanka Trump's diary entries. Over the last year, we have watched Harry throw his family under the bus time and time again. So at this point, we can understand why nobody might want to be sending him a gift card from the royal family. But it's a different situation with Archofficial and Elizabeth. Last month, Archofficial's birthday fell on the same day as his grandfather the king's coronation. So Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace completely ignored his big day. And now we're seeing the same thing happen with Elizabeth. Now, okay, if the royal family knows for sure that these kids are real, then this is not very nice. In fact, some would say it is inexcusable. Charles and William and the rest of the family have every right to be angry at Meghan and Harry right now, but it doesn't really matter how they feel about the couple. If the kids are real, those feelings shouldn't extend to Archofficial and Elizabeth. I understand the king probably wants to banish Harry to some kind of desert island right now to never have to hear from him again. But anyway, he does have 2 sets of grandkids, supposedly. The different standards that we're now seeing being applied to William and Harry's kids is exactly the kind of unequal treatment that Harry wrote about. Okay, so you all know how I feel about Archie and Lilibet. I'm not convinced that they're real. But at the same time, the royal family has never given any indication that they think the kids are not real or that they know the kids are not real. So that makes it look like the HRHs in London are what the late Queen Mother would have called massive knobheads, because essentially they are ignoring the children on their birthdays. Now, if William and Catherine want to sit for a long BBC interview in which they really lay into Meghan and Harry, then okay, they can do that. But at the same time, it's not fair to involve Archie and Lily in this mess. So I'm a little baffled as to why Buckingham and Kensington Palaces didn't just keep up with their entirely predictable MO of having some social media aide bang out some kind of Sussex birthday wish with a balloon emoji. It wouldn't cost them anything in terms of time, money, or effort. And considering how many people work on calendars and whatnot for the royal family, it's not like they could have forgotten. So maybe the royal family knows something we don't. Maybe they know for sure that the kids are not real. And if so, they need to come out and say that, because they need to consider what it looks like right now. It looks like they have snubbed those children, and that is not good for their reputations at all. They need to be the bigger people in this situation all the time. Publicly ignoring Archie and Lilibet just makes them look petty and vindictive. Now, Catherine's important work is her Early Years Foundation, which is focused on improving the emotional and psychological development of children between pregnancy and 5 years old. So I'm sure that at least Catherine realizes that it's going to take an emotional toll on a 2-year-old to have half of her family ignore her. For the Princess of Wales especially, this situation with Lilibet is a very bad look. Not to mention that it's coming across as stone-hearted, considering that her chosen cause is helping children grow up happy and healthy. And I don't really think that the late Queen would have agreed with this. In January of 2021, Harry appeared on James Corden's Late Late Show. Now, the interview was not very good. In fact, it was completely lacking in good judgment. But anyway, during that little outing, as Harry and Corden were riding around LA in an open-topped bus, he revealed that even after Megxit, his grandmother had sent them a waffle maker for Christmas. The message that they repeatedly tried to get across in the years that came after Meghan and Harry's move to the US was that when it came to the late Queen, Meghan and Harry would always be much-loved family members. But it seems like now that policy has been thrown out the window. This change in approach towards Archie and Lilibet comes at a time when things are looking febrile. Harry is supposed to take the stand this week in one of his 3 separate lawsuits over alleged historical phone hacking. So if Lilibet is real, and if she actually is the child of Meghan and Harry, then we can only hope that somebody with a title and some blue blood in their bodies has done the right thing, and maybe there's some kind of nice card trapped in the mail somewhere between Gloucestershire and California. Maybe there's a little gift card for Lilibet from her great Aunt Anne.